Hey, Mariah.
Hi, Monique.
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here today with you. I mean, I always am. And
Yes.
our energy is just magical when we're together.
I
So
agree.
this is going to be such a fun conversation.
Yes. So this is season 2 of the Heart and Soul podcast. I can't believe it, but we made it through a whole year of podcasts.
50 episodes.
My God.
This is episode 51, and we're starting in a new year, fresh energy. This is going to be amazing.
Totally. So today's topic, I want to just let you know, you and I have done this we do it in our masterminds, and we have done it personally as well. It's choosing a word of the year. Before we had done this, had you ever heard of this concept?
I think the first time I ever chose the word was when we did the mastermind together for the first time.
Yes.
And ever since, I have chosen a word of the year.
Yes.
And it has truly been a guidepost for me throughout the year.
Absolutely. So Heart and Soul podcast listeners, I want to just give you I want to let our audience know that in today's episode, we're going to talk about what the word of the year is.
Yeah.
We're going to explain what it is, why it is even a thing, why we do it, because we don't do things just because we should do the thing.
Or because they're trendy.
Right.
Like,
no.
There's really roots here.
This is an important thing to help keep you focused, but we'll get more into that. And then by the end of the episode, you're going to be able to not only understand what it is, why it's relevant to you, and then also be able to choose your word of the year. And when we'll give personal examples, all of that. So
that sounds like a great plan.
I love that plan, don't you?
Yeah,
Are you on for it?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to Heart and Soul, the podcast where we empower and inspire women to lead their best lives, harnessing the power of their hearts and souls. We are Mariah
and Monique,
your hosts and guides on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth.
In each episode, we will dive deep into topics that matter most to you, from self-love and confidence to career development, relationships, and everything in between. We believe that every woman has a unique strength and inner wisdom waiting to be unleashed.
Join us as we cover insightful heart and soul-centered topics and interview incredible women who've overcome challenges, chased their dreams, and found their true purpose. Through all of this, you will discover practical tips, strategies, and real-life stories to help you navigate life's twists and turns.
For whatever season of life you're in, this podcast is your safe space to explore, learn, grow, and possibly even laugh and cry with us. So grab your headphones, maybe your favorite drink, and we'll embark on this transformative journey together.
With Heart, I'm Mariah.
And with Soul, I'm Monique.
So we're talking about the word of the year. That's our topic today. And you and I have both used this, you said, for a very, very long time, 6 years,
many
7.
years.
Yeah.
I've been choosing a word of the year, and I represent it in different ways. Sometimes I've had it printed on a bracelet as a daily reminder. I've even had a necklace made. Like, these are just the way that I manifest things. I'm so visual.
Yes.
But I've taken that word very seriously, and I've carried it with me throughout the entire year and reflect back on it.
That's a great summary of what the word of the year does for people.
Yeah.
But let's back up a little bit and let's just talk about why you'd want to choose, or where, like, if you go back to episode 1, the very first episode in our podcast journey, we talk about intention setting. And I feel like an intention setting is a very crucial part of the word of the year choosing, because intention setting is like, how do I want to feel? How do I want to be? And if you think about that, what energy do I want to embody for the year?
What do I want to call into awareness?
Right. Maybe my intention when I wake up is, today I want to have a good day. Today I want to experience joy. Today I will feel good in my body. Today I will fill in the blank.
Yep.
That's kind of like how intentions work. They're almost like a daily practice, a way for you to shift your focus to something. A word of the year is like an umbrella word that is gonna summarize or cover how you want your year to go. Now, we all know New Year's resolutions are a thing. You know,
Yes.
I think there's, like health clubs around the world.
They survive on the January bump.
Exactly. Yes, because people are just like, okay, I made it through the holidays. Now I got to get back focused. But I mean, a lot of times by March, those health clubs are like vacant.
Yeah.
Because resolutions can be challenging to keep because they don't always fit into your lifestyle, whatever. Yeah. So I feel like it's easier, instead of choosing a resolution, maybe a temporary thing, to choose something that you want to embody. The article I was reading talks about like, it's a do, then you'll be it.
Oh,
and if you swap that to how do I want to be, then it helps you with aligned action.
I love that. And in a lot of the just intention setting and different work that I've done around personal growth and change, it's speaking as if you're already there.
Yes.
You know, not saying I'd like to be
someday when I'm 100 pounds or whatever the goal is.
Or
I don't even know.
When I'm a millionaire.
Yes.
I am a millionaire.
Yes.
Right? You need to be it.
Yes.
And then you can achieve it or do it, receive it.
Yes.
And so I think that is a really great, just easy flip, like mindset shift.
Yes.
That if you make that, suddenly you start to see the things manifest.
So like with the example of like going to the gym, a New Year's resolution, I'll go to the gym 5 days a week. As long as it's done for health and being healthy in your life and it's in balance, not a bad thing to do, right? I'm not discounting that. Please hear me everyone say that. But that's what actions do I constantly have to take?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we've talked about like, I'm a habitual doer and I'm trying to get out of the doing as a way to live a life of joy, and also to know my worth isn't based on constantly achievements.
Yep.
So we're talking about like, how do I want to be? What do I want to embody? And then the doing kind of following suit.
Well, because it aligns what should you be doing to be that.
Right.
That human.
Right.
Versus doing and you don't even know what the purpose is for.
Right.
So it's that switch, that quick switch really aligns the action.
Agreed. So to recap here, a word of the year is a word that is an umbrella of how you want to feel or be through the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you're going to do. So does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does to me. And I think people, when they're hearing this and thinking about choosing a word of the year, it can range so much.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And it's just something new or something important that you want to bring into your awareness so that when you think of it, you can be it and take aligned action towards whatever that is. But it could be, I mean, we'll share our words,
yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
But this doesn't have to be complicated.
Yes.
It can be a simple thing that you just feel drawn to,
yes,
or compelled to focus on.
So a couple of things that sometimes I think I have struggled with in the past was finding the one word.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually think I need 3 words. One is just not enough.
Yeah.
And the article I was reading, which is really interesting, talks about like, let's say you were to go to a restaurant and you say, I want the fish. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, I don't want the fish. After they place the order, you're like, waitress, come back here. I actually changed my mind. I want the pasta. Okay. They go, and then you're like, shit, I actually wanted the steak. And
Mm-hmm.
There's so much confusion. There's so much time that is taken. And you're probably not going to be happy because you haven't aligned yourself with, I'm going to a pasta restaurant. I want pasta, right?
Yep.
Like this is what I want. So what it does is we know, you and I know from our many years of manifesting and working on manifesting that you can't be wishy-washy with it.
You have to be very clear.
You have to be clear.
Very direct.
You can't say, I think I want the fish, I think I want the pasta, I think I want the steak, and then get pissed when lobster shows up.
Right.
I mean, how clear were you?
Yep.
They're just like, well, which one did you want? We just gave you what you thought maybe you needed.
Yeah.
And then people are like, I don't understand how this manifesting works. So it's really important to try, if you can, to narrow it down to one word.
Yeah.
Because that then tells the universe, God, whoever, here you go. This is the one thing you asked for. All arrows are pointing in that direction. All the magnetism is going to happen for you. Choose the one word that really, and we will, here you go. Your wish is our command. Your command is our wish, whatever.
There really isn't any pressure to choose the perfect or the right word. Whatever you choose is what will be right. So, like, I think people
I love that, by the way.
in doing that
Perfectionism.
exercise,
Yeah.
there could be a lot of like wishy-washy. Literally, close your eyes and visualize a word, and whatever pops in your brain, run with it. There's something in, like, let your intuition guide you, because there's something there to catch on to. So, and I think that's sort of like the next part of this conversation is, how do you choose it? So we've sort of established
why it's important,
why we find it important. So then how do you choose it? And like I said, I'm very intuitive to it. Like, it'll just, in the last few days of the year, December,
you get
end
like
of
a
December,
percolating.
all of a sudden, you know, I kind of know that this change is coming. And I think the new year is such an important part of our ritual of life. Like, having that point in time where we can all turn over a new leaf, I think is
reflect
and be grateful
move forward.
And look forward. I really find this to be a very just special time of year. And a time of just such tremendous opportunity and energetic opportunity. And so right around that end of the year, I start to kind of think about, what's my word going to be this year? And then I just open up my awareness to something popping in. And it can come from so many different places. Maybe it's something I read. Maybe it's something I have a conversation about. But all of a sudden it'll be there. And then it might show up 2-3 other times. And then I know. Once I say it out loud what my word is, all of the reasons why that word was perfect flood in. I'm like, that makes so much sense. You know? So it's like, I don't choose the word based on what I need. The word chooses me because it's the next greatest and highest aspiration.
I love that. So well put. So there are people out there, for our listeners, who maybe are new to this and are not comfortable or familiar with the way that intuitive nudge works. So that's kind of why we talked about choosing the one word, but also they could get stuck in it. So I will really want people to focus on, how do I want to feel? Like, what is a feeling? If I could feel this way, if I could embody this thing, maybe it's peace, maybe it's joy. By the end of the year, because maybe I don't feel it now, or I'm feeling the inklings of it, or I do feel it and I want it to carry through. What is that one word? What's that summary word? Because it is, as you said, a guidepost. I call it my compass for the year. It's the thing where I'm like, am I feeling this way? Does this situation make me feel this way? Then it's not for me. Okay, oh my gosh, it's starting to feel that way, and I want more of that thing. It's really just like a driving force. So maybe let's share. Where are your words?
For sure.
And why? Would you be willing to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So my word of the year is profit. And I love a double meaning of that word for me. And one is to focus on profit within my work, my businesses,
your enterprises,
my enterprises. I'm an entrepreneur. I run multiple businesses. My focus has been so many different things over the years. One year, my word was purpose. I was sort of like lost in the desert, trying to figure out like what was actually my purpose in all of this. And that really helped me to like focus on what that meant and find that.
Because it was your compass. You came back to that question of, is my purpose? Is this my purpose? Is this my purpose? Am I feeling on purpose, right?
And there's been a theme the last couple of years. Last year it was wealth. And what I realized with profit is that I both need to be focused on, really one of the most important things in true business is profit. Otherwise, it's not a business, right?
Well, you can have a business.
But there's really,
at the end of the day, if you're losing money, it's not
the best and greatest use of my time. Right? If I can use money as an energetic exchange in its own right. And that's a whole other conversation about relationship with money, and something I've worked a lot on. But I just realized that if I put my focus there, what I could do with profit was what really lit me up and excited me. And so I wanted to be able to come to love that concept and love profit and love what that meant, for my businesses.
Yes.
But also in my personal life as a human, like I want to be choosy about what I get profit from.
Yes.
In relationships, in
Love
experiences.
this.
I want to be as conscious of my bottom line and operate in the black
So smart.
as I am in my business.
Okay.
And so if I'm not profiting from what I'm doing and I'm operating in the red in life, there should be a red flag. Like that should not be what I'm driving towards.
Right.
And I'm someone who both in business and in life, I'm always going to be right on the edge because I'm going to maximize every opportunity for experience and for just for funsies that I can.
Adventure. Yeah.
And so I know within my business, like I'm going to put my pedal to the metal and I'm going to, probably get pretty close to the line. But if I focus on profit, I'll stay above it.
I love that.
And in my personal life, it's the same way. Like I'm always probably going to burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
Like realistically, that's just how I'm wired.
Yeah.
But if I keep a focus on profit and what my opportunity cost is of doing something, if I'm not going to profit from it, then I'm going to be careful not to burn out.
Yeah, you're going to leave some left in the tank.
Yes, exactly. Because you got to have a little bit of juice in the tank.
Yeah.
So I really liked how I could apply that word professionally and personally.
I love the personal analogy because I feel like the entrepreneur in me also understands the word profit, right?
Right.
Because if you're not making a profit, I mean, there's always building years, or there's always.
When I've been through those years,
right.
So I think that's where I finally arrived at like.
You're in this mastery stage. You shouldn't be in the building stage.
Exactly.
Right? At that level.
That's not to say that my businesses aren't profitable.
Right. No.
They just could always be
more profitable.
a better relationship with what that means and how that actually manifests.
I love that. But I love your analogy about profit with your personal life.
Yep.
So thank you for sharing that. That's brilliant.
Well, and I want to end with a quote that I put on my vision board. So I typically, my practice is I choose the word, it kind of comes to me at the end of the year. Then my sister and I get together on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
We first do a cold plunge in Lake Superior, which is no small feat. And then we go to her house and we do vision boarding exercise.
Love that. Oh my God.
I typically make my word of the year the center point of my vision board.
Brilliant.
And I found this quote when I was putting that together, and we're going to talk in the next episode about the vision boarding process. But it said, if it doesn't bring me purpose, peace, or profits, it doesn't serve me. And the interesting thing is in past years, as I already said, purpose was one of my words. Peace has been one of my words, and now profits. So that quote just like summed it all up for me. I've already mastered or focused on the other two.
Brought it to your awareness.
This is the third
of those
three. And that really summed up like how I can be discerning about my choices into this year. If it doesn't bring me one of those three things, does it deserve my time and attention and energy? So,
I love that.
Yeah. That's mine.
Thank you. That's amazing.
And I'm excited to hear yours. So Monique, tell us about your word of the year.
Yeah. So a lot of people who've been listening to us this last year have known that I've been going through some personal transformations, changes, shifts, some small, some rather profound. And when I think about why do I have to go through these fucking life upheavaling changes so much, it really has been because my life was out in some areas, not all the areas, out of alignment. And so I knew that I was feeling out of alignment, that I needed to grow and expand, that I wasn't on my purpose.
Yep.
And so when sitting with words, because health is in my sphere, I really want to focus on my health. I was like, okay, could I have health? Could I have abundance? Because I've been working on my abundance mindset because I had somehow drifted into a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Being a life coach and being in scarcity mindset, like what? How does that happen?
Does not align.
It's because I was out of alignment.
Yes.
All of these things happened because I was not in alignment with myself. There were parts of me, there were people in my life, there were the way I was eating, the habits I was doing, things I was choosing on the regular were not aligning with my vision, my purpose, and my what was the other one you said? My profit.
Purpose, peace, and profit.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yes. So really for me, the word needed to be alignment because as I mentioned, I use it as a compass. So when I'm faced with an opportunity of a project, does this align with me? Because I've been totally transparent. I have a hard time saying no.
As do most women.
Yes.
And high achievers, that part of how we get to this situation is saying a lot of yeses.
Yes.
But at some point, that becomes toxic in itself.
Yes. So somebody will come to me and be like, we should do this thing. And I'm like, it spills out before.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Because I'm just like living off the excitement.
Yes.
I love this person. So why wouldn't this be amazing? And then I'm like, oh my God, now I have to follow through with it.
Yes.
Let's run it by this compass of, does this align with what you need?
Yeah.
I'm putting food in my mouth. Does this align with your version of what you need to eat for your health? When I'm watching media, does this align with the things that you want to be like thinking about in the world?
Yep.
When I'm in my relationships, does this person align with me feeling good about myself or do they make me feel bad about myself?
Yep.
So alignment needed to be the word. It is the word. I'm jazzed about this word. I could talk about this word all day. I'm nerding out on the word. I love the word. But besides our words, I want to give people some examples of some other words.
Yeah. Well, I've already said a couple that have been important to me. So
I have an article too. Go ahead.
Yeah. Purpose, peace, still was one that I heard recently.
Yes.
Be still and listen was, kind of came
Beautiful.
out of a Bible verse that came to her. I thought that was really beautiful.
Love that.
Empress was a recent one from our mastermind group. I thought that just had like amazing queen energy and just wanting to rise to your highest power. Grateful. Oh gosh, like there's
I know you can go on.
Many, and we have lists of words that we've looked at before to kind of see what pops out.
Clarity is a really great word,
or
right?
Clarity.
Forgive or forgiveness.
Yes.
Right? Sometimes
I love that.
a lot of us need to bring in that for ourselves, not for the other person, for ourselves.
Aware, just a state of awareness and being open to and aware of what's coming
Another
in.
word that I almost chose because this was brought to my awareness a couple months ago was mastery.
Oh, yeah.
You and I have had conversations around this. And so mastery is a word like you want to up-level yourself and you want to be in mastery, right? Like that's a powerful word for me.
Calm. I want to feel calm.
Strength. I want to have strength.
Yep.
Courage. Yeah.
Very good one.
Trust.
That's one we could all, I'm sure, use some work on. There's so many.
Yes.
And that's what's cool about it. It's an endless list that whatever pops into your intuition or you happen to come across, just grab onto it and run with it.
And remembering, try to choose the one because that makes life kind of flow you in the ocean of the one thing.
Yep.
And
flow is another good word.
Flow is a great word. And then also, try to remember, how does this make me feel? Aligned makes me feel aligned.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm here. I'm centered. I'm focused. I'm grounded.
So this made me think of my, so I described the exercise I do with my sister. And so she chose last year Sparkle.
Ooh, I love Sparkle.
And I love that for her because I think she had gotten into a place of just like, young kids and just the monotony of life. And she said, no, I want my life to sparkle. Like,
oh my gosh, I
whatever
love that.
ways that means.
I just got full body chills from that.
I know.
Right?
And
like,
then
that's
this
beautiful.
year she chose Glow. And it was like taking that sparkle and like uplifting it to
like a
an
radiance.
absolute radiant higher level.
Yes.
We found some really cool quotes about glowing, and I felt like that was such a nice evolution for her of like how she wanted to And she's like, I'm not giving up sparkle. I loved that. I want to keep sparkling.
I want to embody sparkle and glow.
And then add that radiant glow.
Yeah.
And so, these are fun words. Like sometimes some years are going to be deep and serious.
Be profit.
Other years
are
going to be
glow.
They're going to be, just a different level of fun. And I think that, just makes me think about just so much opportunity for people to think about what they need. And that can really change at different points in life.
Yes. Okay. So I think we've talked about what it is. I hope people have an understanding. And if you don't and you're listening, please message us because we'll have a conversation. We're totally willing to have a conversation.
We can dialogue around narrowing it down for you.
Right. We can help you work on that. So hopefully you understand why it's important. And you see why we do it, why we choose to do it, and why maybe it would be beneficial for you. Hopefully you've got some sort of inkling around what the word is and an understanding that it should be the one word, how it should make you feel. That really should be what you focus. How does this word make me feel? Does it make me feel sparkly inside? Does it make me feel
excited about what it could mean?
For me, it makes me feel aligned in this position and all the chatter is gone, right?
Yeah.
Right. For you, profit is the thing we're focusing on, and we have health, wealth, abundance, but we're focusing on profitability in all areas.
Gives me something to focus on. And I need to be focused. My energy can be very hummingbird. I'm all over the place because I'm just excited by all the opportunities in life.
We love hard.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of it. So, but I need something that gives me focus. And
guidepost.
So there it is.
Yes. So if you need more help, reach out. We're here for you. The last thing I just want to challenge our listeners, and maybe you as well, something that I did, I think it might have been last week, I can't remember, was doing a social media post and outing yourself on the word of the year.
Oh, I can do that.
I love this as an accountability.
Yes.
Let people know what your word is.
Yep.
Because when you claim something on the large scale, which social media, I guess, is a large scale, I guess is our stage, it tells everyone what it is that you're asking for, what it is that you're wanting, what it is you're trying to align with. And also, let's have a conversation. I have had so many people have conversations about what their word of the year is from my post because I was like, what's your word of the year?
I love it.
And people were like, I never thought about this, but it is a glorious way of thinking. So I
can totally do that.
I want people to hashtag Heart and Soul, podcast, word of the year, something.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna post that quote that I shared.
I love that.
And then talk about why I chose it because I think that is an important thing. That one of the number one steps of manifesting is to say it out loud.
Yes.
To declare it
yes.
as something that you desire. And so if I'm going to really manifest a year based around profit, then I need to say that out loud. And I already have shared that with my team. I've shared that with my family, but now I need to make that announcement on a larger scale. So I'm on it.
Good. So I'm challenging our listeners to really not just listen, but to actively participate in taking back taking back the reins of your life in just a small 1-word scale, 1 word at a time here. And if you need some help, we're here for you.
Yeah. Reach out, DM us.
Yeah. We love
let's talk.
Yeah. We love this stuff. We do this. We love it. So, yeah.
Oh, this is such a great episode to kick off our 51st episode and our, just start a new season and rekindle our energy in the new year. So I'm so glad that you chose this topic, Monique. And I really feel like people listening will be inspired to choose a word of the year.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you for being here with me and listening to me ramble about alignment.
I'm always part of making sure that you're well aligned, as long as you're aligned with doing fun stuff with me.
Always.
Cheers, friends. You've just finished another episode of the Heart and Soul podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed the show, and if you've loved it, we would love if you'd leave us a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening. You can find links to leave that review in the show notes, where you'll also find other resources that we reference on our show. And if you think a friend could find value in today's episode or any future episodes, please share this episode with them on social media. This is one of the only ways the podcast can organically grow, and we just can't wait to connect with you and all of your besties. You can also find Monique and I on our many social media platforms or our websites, and we're going to leave links to those in the show notes as well. Thank you for listening. We look forward to sharing our hearts and souls with you again next time. With heart, I'm Mariah.
And with soul, I'm Monique.